Well, we have another day in the New Forest. The thing that I want to do today, well, there's a couple of things. And so I might turn this into 2 videos. We'll see. We'll see what material I end up with. But 2 things. One, I am going to discipline myself. I can't tell you, that sounds terrible, doesn't it? I am going to restrict myself to the use of 1 camera, and it's going to be the D300. Okay, so that's job number 1. Now, job number 2 is I'm going to be out and about testing out some new filters that have been supplied to me by KentFaith of K&F Concepts. And as we go around this afternoon, I'll explain a little bit more about what's going on with K&F. Okay, so we are at Blackwater Bridge, and I have been here before. Some of you might recognise a shot or 2 if I put a couple up on the screen right now. I'm here because I want to show off 2 pieces of equipment. I mentioned just now my affiliation with KentFaith or K&F Concepts, and I've done a number of reviews on some of their equipment over the past few months, and I've just been dipping my toe into their waters, so to speak, and I've got to the point where I'm actually sufficiently impressed with their equipment that I feel I can really start to recommend it more strongly. Today I'm going to be looking at a filter system from them. So this would be a 100mm square glass filter system. And the story behind this really is that when I first started shooting landscapes, one of my big accessory investments was the Lee filters system, and it was quite an investment because it's really expensive kit, and there wasn't, to be honest, there wasn't a whole lot of competition for Lee filters at the time. But I've got to say that's changing. That is changing. You know, we've got Case filters now, we've got Nissi filters, and we also have K&F Concept. To name but 3 others. They won't be the only ones either. And so a little while back I tried the K&F magnetic filter system, and I do quite a lot of wide angle photography, and what I was finding was that with my 15mm lens and also my 20mm lens, I was getting vignetting on the screw-in filter systems if I was loading up multiple filters. That's not entirely surprising, and so I decided that I would see what options they've got for the 100mm filter system instead, because the filter edges for the filter holder will definitely fall outside of the field of view of any of the lenses that I have. At least that's what I reckon. So I'm out here, and I'm going to try this filter system because, well, one, I offloaded my Lee filters system a while back. I hadn't used it for years other than to compare it with the K&F stuff. And one of the things that came out of that was I was really impressed with the lack of tinting. It sort of really did maintain a pretty good neutral density on the images that I was shooting with it. In fact, better than the Lee filter stuff that I was comparing it with. So I used the Lee filters big stopper and the Lee filters little stopper, and those always have a color cast on them, and it can be quite difficult to get rid of. I was not having that same problem to the same degree with the K&F Concept stuff, so I thought, well, why don't I try their filter system, their 100mm square filter systems. I'm going to be using the polarizer, and I've got a nice little scene behind me here, and I really like the reflections that we've got here of the root system of this tree in the water. And so I'm going to see what I can make of that. So I'm going to get set up and I'll catch you in a minute. Right then, allow me, if I may, to introduce you to this little box of tricks from K&F Concept. And I'm going to go around this side. Well, there we go. K&F Concept, and this is the thing that I'm going to be reviewing for them today, and maybe over the next day or two. We'll see how that goes. And this is the 100mm filter system, and so I'm just going to do a quick introduction to it before I actually start putting things on the camera. So the first thing that struck me when I unpacked this was the fact that it came in its own box. And I'd actually asked them for the box because I didn't think that it was included with it, but it is. So don't make that same mistake that I did. It comes in a really nice sort of faux leather box. It's very smart. It has this pull-up ribbon feature, which gives you access to slots with each of the square filters, the adapter rings, the circular polarizer, and the filter holder unit. It's nicely thought through, and there are some features about it that I rather like. So it has, for example, quite a novel approach to how you insert, I'll show you, demonstrate this in a minute, how you insert the circular polarizer in it. I'm very impressed with the fact that they supply this kit. Think of this as like the starter kit, if you like. They supply it with 4 lens adapter rings. So there's the 67, 72, 77 and 82mm adapter rings. And I can tell you that the equivalent starter kit from Lee Filters comes with no adapter rings, standard or low profile wide angle ones. It comes with no adapter rings. And if you want to buy a bunch of adapter rings for Lee Filters, the wide angle ones are £52 a piece. Now, I did actually put a bit of a price comparison together from the Lee Filters website to get as close as I could to the kit that K&F have sent me, and it came to a little bit over £800. So that gets you their filter holder, the frame. That would get you 4 adapter rings. It would get you the Lee 100 circular polarizer screw-in filter that's designed to go with their 100mm system, and then it would get you the little stopper, the 6-stop little stopper, the 10-stop big stopper, and it gets you a 3-stop, I think it is, 2-stop hard grad filter. That's pretty much it, basically. Oh, and a lens cleaning cloth, of course. Now, £800, I don't know about you, but for me, that's just way out of my price range. And so with the discount that K&F would provide using my affiliation code, you can get the equivalent kit. It's not exactly the same set. It doesn't have the 0.6, the 2-stop hard grad, but it does have a 3-stop ND filter and a 6-stop and a 10-stop. So it's about as equivalent as I could get it, and all of that is going to end up around about somewhere in the region of £225, which is incredible value. And in terms of the quality, well, I did do a comparison on the magnetic filter set with my Lee filter set, and I actually found, in terms of the quality of output on that, I'll show you some images, or at least link to a video where I did that comparison. I actually preferred the K&F filters because there was less colour tint in them. I always had struggle with the colour cast on the leaf filters system. It's one of the reasons I kind of stopped using it. So if you're just dipping your toe into photography, or even if you've been doing it for a while but you want a more complete filter set, I'll tell you what, this is a really good value for money way to go. We're going to start off on this one with a 77mm adapter ring. So we've got this really nice low profile adapter ring here, and there's a little notch here on the side of the filter holder. Kind of slot it on the side on there, and then you screw up this here, nice and secure. Next nice feature I like is this. This is the, they call this the CPL bin, and this is a really unusual mechanism for inserting a circular polarizer. I don't know if anyone else does it this way. I haven't seen another one, but do let me know in the comments if someone else does. But I really rather like this because that just slots in there, and that pushes down. You're in, you're loaded up. And the other feature that I'm really impressed with is this big rotation wheel here. I have tried several circular polarizer systems over the years, and they're all a little bit fiddly. You know, once it's on the camera, just being able to make little adjustments to the angle of the polarizer to change the amount of reflected light that it's getting rid of or keeping or retaining. It's just really fiddly. You get these tiny little wheels to turn, and some of them are just a bit tight and unreliable. This just really nice, really simple, very easy to get at. I love that. But if I wanted to put in an ND filter there, then basically grab that from a pack here, and I've got them as my 10 stop, my 6 stop and my 3 stop there. Let's say I wanted the 3 stop filter. They've got this nice little frame system which gives you something to hold, so you're not sort of fighting against getting nasty fingerprints on the sides of your filters. And that just slots on the front there. And there we go, we're set up. We've got a CPL filter in there, and we've got a 3 stop ND filter as well. And then there's another slot so we can have 200mm filters on the front and the CPL. And none of that is going to interfere with my 17 to 55mm lens here. Okay, full disclosure here. For the first time, this is the first time I have done an affiliation arrangement with anybody, and so in the event of someone purchasing one of these filter sets, I will receive a commission from K&F Concepts. Right at the time of filming, I can't recall what that is, but I'll check it and I'll put a note in the description below so that you can see exactly what that is. But you get a 17% discount off their normal pricing, which is pretty decent, really. Okay, now the other thing that I really need to disclose is I did have an issue, and I have raised this with K&F when it comes to these frames. Now this one is going in and out quite nicely, but when I got it, I was having a terrible job trying to pop it through the frame slide holder. And the reason was that the actual frame was too wide. And so I was having to absolutely force it through here with, really push it through. And that was a struggle. So I went to pull it out again, and the top of the frame just came off in my hands. Reattached, that was absolutely fine, but it was still really tight. Now it's working fine now, and the reason that it's working fine now is I actually took a bit of sandpaper and I sanded the edge, both edges, sides of the frame like this until it had become loose enough, or free enough, not loose, but free enough to be able to just comfortably slide through. And that's what it does now. I reckon I've got the amount of friction pretty much perfect. I have raised this with K&F, and they have been amazing about it in terms of their response. The person I deal with there has sent some feedback straight off to their product development people, and that's something that they will take into account with their next iteration of this product. Given that it's got that issue, why do I still feel that I can recommend these? It's basically because it's incredibly good value. If compared with the leaf filters system, taking a piece of sandpaper and making this just a little bit narrower so that I can get it through that saves me nearly £600, something like £570, that sort of money. Honestly, I'm going to do that. It's well worth it. Now, the proof of this product is going to be in the eating, so to speak. That's nice. Now, I am disturbing the water a little bit because I'm stood in it, which is a bit of a shame. But actually that's looking quite nice. I'm rather liking that. Check my exposure. We're okay. So, what am I going to do with this? I do like the reflections, but I think I'm going to try a longer exposure as well. There we go, slot that one in there. Beautiful, easy peasy, look at that. Checking focus. That's looking really nice. I might take one that is longer. I might just break out the 10-stop filter, I think, while I'm here. It's not going to add greatly in this case to the image. And so we are now at 30-second exposure. Let's give that a go. That's looking nice. That is looking really gorgeous. Very happy with that. Okay, I think my job is done here for the moment. I'm going to get out of the water and I'll do a little bit of summing up. Hello, do excuse this quick interruption. I wanted to just try out these filters on more than one shoot before finishing this video, and so I took the camera and the filters down to Burton Bradstock on the Dorset coast for a day at the beach to do a little bit of long exposure or minimalist photography. And so I'm just going to include now quickly, before I do the summing up, one or two little bits of footage from that trip and some images so you can see how I got on with the filters there. I think these are nice conditions for a little bit of minimalist long exposure photography. Let's get to it. So, no long exposure here at the moment. I'm just very simple polarizer, waiting for the right wave. It's gonna be nice. Okay, it's getting brighter. quite a bit of sun glinting on the sea now. So this is where the polarizer is really a help, because otherwise there's just so much glare. But some glare is nice. This is looking gorgeous, it really is. So still at the moment. I'm going to try some long exposure stuff and just really get this very kind of creamy surface. Okay, so looking at these two pictures, I've got, let me just see if I can get this sensibly on screen for you here. So this is the long exposure image here on the left, and this is taken with the ND1000, so a 10-stop filter. It's a 10-second image. I'll bring this screenshot up on the screen for you in a moment. And on the right hand side we've got pretty much the same shot taken with no ND filter. Both of them have got the polarizer on, and the white balance is pretty much as it came out of the camera. I had it on a cloudy setting, and for both of these shots, so we've got a good like-for-like comparison. And I've got to say, these beautiful copper tones that we've got in the sand here, and these sort of teal colours that we've got in the water, and the bluey grey sky there, just beautiful match on both of these. And if you're going to find a colour cast here, you're going to have to look for it really carefully. It's not visible to me, and so I'm really pleased with how this filter, these filters are behaving. Okay, so this isn't going to have been the most exciting photo shoot in the world. It's a gentle winter woodland photography shoot of this lovely bridge over the Blackwater River in the New Forest. And a little bit limited, shall we say, in terms of composition, but I've actually enjoyed it. I've taken some stills for K&F, I've shot some video, and I've got a couple of nice shots in the bag as well. I'm really kind of enjoying the organisational value of this. I know it seems like a silly thing, but the other systems that I've got don't allow me to do this. And it just makes it so much easier. I know if that's my 10 stop, that's my 6 stop, that's my 3 stop, my CPL goes in there, it's great. And just loading and unloading this CPL filter has worked out brilliantly. So no complaints there at all. So I'm pretty much done here, just packing it all away now. Now, if you're interested in these, there will be a link in the description below. Do bear in mind what I said about the tightness of the square frames, but I love that square frame system. Normally I'm juggling around just trying to hold the edges of a glass filter, trying not to get my fingers on it, desperately concerned that I might drop it because of the way that I'm having to hold it. But having these great big tags, or tabs shall we call them, on the top and bottom of these filters, and these large edges as well, is making it really easy to handle them. So I've got to say, overall I'm pretty impressed. And then there's this really nice fact that I've got all of these different size adapter rings that come with it, and I know that I'm always going to have in this pouch all of the adapter rings that I'm possibly going to need for the set of lenses that I have. I think that's great. So if you're interested, follow the link in the description below. Don't forget to put in the code that is quoted in there as well, and that will get you your 17% discount off their normal retail price. And so I hope that you enjoy using them as much as as I am. I'm going to show you the outcome of some of these images. Do like, subscribe and all of those other YouTubey things. Enjoy the pictures right at the end here, and I'll see you again next time.